On January 2nd, 2018, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2018, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Allentown Record and the Community News newspapers, and distributed to all persons, if any, requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They are immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be reproduced.
Would everyone please rise and join us in the flag? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor Cabrera.
Here.
Council members. Garofalo is absent today. Ullman.
Here.
Giordino.
Here.
Lindenow.
Present.
Maroni.
Present.
Padovano.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ron Zario.
Here.
Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Flavor is here.
All right, we have the Borough Engineer for this monthly report. Okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Honorable Mayor and Council, we issued an engineer's report dated April 3rd for tonight's meeting. I'll briefly go through each of the individual topics. The first is the DEP Economic Recovery Program. The fencing that surrounds the pump station, the old pump station building, was installed in mid-March. The remaining outstanding items are the windscreen and then surface restoration, which is just the stone and lawn surface. That we expect to occur within this upcoming month, and then that project would be closed out with with DEP and also the municipality. The next item on the list is the West Magnolia Lane Bridge and Roadway Improvement Project. That we expect to see construction proceeding within the next couple of weeks. We spoke with the contractor, and they'll be proceeding with the construction activities in April. William Street, Fairway, Duvier Place, and that also would tie into Oak Avenue. Final inspection is going to occur shortly with respect to the roadways and the green belts. We'll make sure that the roadway conditions in the green belts are acceptable, and then after that, the project would be closed out. The next item on the list is the PSE&G Improvements Project. We've contacted PSE&G. They haven't given us a schedule as it relates to the repair of the streetscape, but we've been assured that it will be addressed and repaired during the spring of this year. The next item on the list is the Maywood Avenue Streetscape Phase 2. Mr. Dario's office has forwarded out notices to the individual property owners, and that's from the railway to Hunter Avenue, would be the streetscape improvements. One of the property owners has requested some additional information. Ms. Stern informed us today. We'll be forwarding that to their attention. Once they sign off on that agreement, then that project can move forward accordingly. The next item on the list is the annual stormwater report. We'll be meeting with Ms. Stern and Gary Newman, the DPW superintendent, April 17th, gathering additional information and then submitting the report to ensure compliance with respect to DEP. The next is the year 2018 Spring Roadway Improvement Program. Documents were available for pickup for contractors March 23rd. The bid opening will be April 17th, and we anticipate construction proceeding in late May, early June. The next item on the list is Palmer Avenue and the West Passaic Street roadway crossing by the bus stop. As requested last month, we contacted Bergen County. Bergen County actually stated that there was no requirement as related to a mid-block crossing ordinance with respect to the municipality and the borough and the county chosen board of freeholders. You could proceed with it since it's a T intersection crossing. The only issue is that they require engineered construction documents to ensure that all ADA access points are satisfied with respect to the code. Documents would need to be submitted to the county, reviewed and approved prior to any construction activity being completed. But Bergen County finds that crossing acceptable, and the borough could move forward with it when it sought the funding accordingly. The next item on the list is Palmer Avenue. The borough, as I had mentioned last month, received $220,000 in a DOT grant for that project. As part of the Spring Roadway Improvement Program, that's from West Pleasant to Parkway. This would be Parkway to Mendez. It would include also from the entire length of the project, sidewalk improvements wherever the municipalities saw fit, and then the roadway improvements between Mendez and Parkway. That concludes our report. I'd be glad to address any questions or comments that the governing body has.
Greg, with regard to the windscreen
Sure.
by the pump station, we're going to use the same, is the one that we had up there damaged, or is that...
If it is damaged, the contractors place it aside. If it's damaged, it will be replaced, and the borough will pay nothing as it relates to it. That was within the specifications.
That's just one of the punch items?
That's one of the screen is the punch list item, gravel surface for the driveway access, and then restoration of the lawn surface in between the gravel driveways.
Anyone have any questions for the engineer?
I just have a comment, not necessarily a question,
Sure.
if that's okay. In reading through the League of Municipalities book that they send us, I just wanted to see if you were aware there was a recycled asphalt pavement bill that went through shortly before Governor Christie left office that allows for the expanded use of recycled asphalt that can be used for parking lots and pathways. I didn't know if maybe with some of the construction going on now in town, if that's something that we can...
Well, it could be utilized for parking lots. The one thing about utilizing recycled asphalt for parking lots is that it doesn't withhold the same beating as a new surface. So it is something that if the municipality, or a pathway, if the municipality wanted to utilize it, it's something that could be utilized, and there would be a cost saving, but there is a trade-off with respect to the life of ultimately the pavement. Exactly, and we would never recommend utilizing it for a roadway just because of...
If you were bonding, you couldn't use it because of the life of the expectancy of that recycled.
Well, it says for a bike path or a walking path in the park.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. Greg, if you want to...
I'd be glad to. Thank you. Thank you.
Proclamation for Arbor Day, which reads, whereas the Borough of Maywood has previously been named Tree City, USA, by the New Jersey Department of Forestry, and whereas the Tree City, USA honor comes from the National Arbor Day Foundation, a nonprofit educational organization dedicated to tree planting and environmental stewardship, and whereas communities entering the nationwide program receive the Tree City, USA designation upon recommendation by state foresters who co-sponsor the program, and whereas Tree City, USA communities receive a flag with the program's logo and a walnut-mounted plaque, Tree City, USA community signs, and maple leaf stickers indicating additional qualifying years, and whereas trees make a world of difference in our community, being recognized for the beauty and the value of our homes, neighborhoods, parks, and business areas. Trees conserve energy, help clean the air, protect rivers and streams, and provide homes for wildlife in certain areas of the state. Now, therefore, I, Adrian J. February, Mayor of the Borough of Maywood, do hereby proclaim April 27, 2018 as Arbor Day in the Borough of Maywood, and urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and support our borough's urban forestry program. And the celebration at Memorial School will be held Friday, the 27th at 1:20 p.m. Will we be attending? I know you all...
Yes, we will be, and it's across the street. It's actually on the Memorial Park side, not on the school side.
Okay, oh, excellent. They have. Do you know what we're planning?
No, because we haven't gotten it yet. It's a little early.
Okay, if I'm off, I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks. Now, it's been a long time. You kept us waiting. You kept us waiting a while for this one. we have a certificate of appreciation from Ms. Patricia Corner, crossing guard extraordinaire, and it reads, in recognition and with great pride, we thank you for your dedication and service and for being an integral part of our community, ensuring the safety and welfare of the children of Maywood throughout your 21 years as a crossing guard. Wishing you all the best in your retirement and in the future. Patricia Corner. I'll tell you what, I pass that corner in Pleasant and Maywood all the time on my way home, and I don't think I've ever seen you without a smile on your face. Chief, did you want to...
Even on the worst days, with the worst weather,
I just want to say that Pat is one of the probably most respected crossing guards with the kids. She has a great relationship that most of the crossing guards do. A lot of kids miss you already. They always wonder where you are. I was just talking to Pat, hopefully when the weather gets warmer, she will be coming back on a part-time basis every year. But no, thank you very much for all the years of service. You're a very dependable person. We always know you're out there, whether it's 100 degrees out or whether it's 0 degrees out, with the snow cleaning the corner off, making sure people get their taxes on time. So,
Thank you.
no, thank you.
And she was there at 5:45 in the morning.
Yes.
To get her first spot every day.
guys, come down with Pat.
Can you center under the thing so the step one way? Is that how you say that?
Yes.
Maybe after we take a picture, maybe with the guy, the crossing guards, if you guys want to take a picture up there.
Yeah. First.
Thank you. Ready? Look at me, please.
Everybody look at Diane.
I gotta get one more.
And then everybody look at Ron.
Jeez.
Smile doesn't change.
You guys
Come on, everybody.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, somebody will do
Come on. I heard that.
Let me get the table out of the way.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, one more.
Wait, Frank. Wait. Councilman Maloney wants his own shot.
Sure, I think we could put it in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys and ladies.
Pat, just get in the front. Stand up. Oh, stand up. Oh, excuse me. It's getting fresh. Yes.
Sorry, dear.
You want a selfie or you want me to take it? You want your phone? Is that what you... Sorry, Jane. Hey, I'm sorry, just to make it... There you go, perfect.
So many directors, producers, you know. Nice picture.
All right.
One more. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How's your family? Good?
Okay. At this point, I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Is there anyone from the public wishing to be heard?
Joe tonight. Oh, thank you.
Okay, all right, seeing no one, close the meeting to the public. All right, public hearing on pending ordinances.
Ordinance 418, capital ordinance of the Borough of Maywood, in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, authorizing the installation of generators at the DPW building and the senior recreation center in, by, and for the borough, appropriating therefore the sum of $107,000 and providing that the sum so appropriated shall be raised from a federal grant.
All right, at this point, I'll open the meeting to the public for any comments or questions relative to the foregoing ordinance. Anyone have any questions? Okay, seeing none. I'll ask for a motion for the adoption.
Motion to adopt.
Second. Okay, roll call.
Olman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Calvano?
Yes.
All right,
Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Maywood that ordinance 418 be and is passed upon second and final reading, and that the borough clerk is hereby authorized and directed to advertise the same according to law.
Approval of minutes. Is there a motion for the approval of the March 27, 2018 council meeting and closed session minutes?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Olman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Calvano?
Okay, correspondence and report of the borough clerk.
Okay, I have, the Borough of Maywood received at the safety breakfast that was held at the end of March the Bronze Award for the 2017 Safety Incentive Program, that which included a plaque as well as $750. And it's a team effort by all of the departments, and we usually come in placing something each year, and credit to the town. The next week we did the we have the scope of change on the resolution this week for the crosswalk for the CDBG money.
Yep.
Are we going next week to do the resolution for the engineering and construction management? So that to proceed with that is
Well, let me ask, Roberta, how long will it take?
I was going to report on that.
Okay, all right, well then,
So
I'm curious, how long will-
maybe I'll answer your question in my report.
Okay, and then at that point, we'll, once I hear the public vote, I'll answer.
that's all I have.
Thank you, Jim. All right, Roberta.
Mayor, Resolution 7218 is in confirming the endorsement of the CDBG grant for, it's a actual change of scope. We had been awarded a little over $42,000 back in 16 for renovation to the bathroom at Memorial Park. Unfortunately, through the last 2 years, we have been unable to get the appropriate contractors to even give us bids on the work. And not all of you know, but just for the record, we don't qualify for much by way of community development funds any longer because of the census. We used to be able to use that money for roads, which we no longer are eligible for. So the only thing we can use the funds for are the Americans with Disability Act projects. And God bless you, it's the truth. So what we have asked them to do is, with a change of scope, we're going to be applying that money to the crosswalk on Passaic Street. Now, we've already been awarded the $42,000, and we have an estimate from the engineer for $58,000 for the job, but of course that will have to go to bid, and we don't know where that's going to come in. It may come in at 40-something, but what we're hoping is that we will apply for some unprogrammed funds money to make up the difference between the 42 and that. And because they kind of made a mistake with our 2017 grant, where we originally had been told that we could apply the money for the ADA tables we were getting, they rescinded that. Took another look at the rules, say that tables aren't included, even though they're for the park to make it accessible for Americans with disabilities. So that said, I think that maybe we can push for a little bit more money. So I do think at the next meeting we should authorize the engineer to start getting the work going on that because at the end of the
You don't
day...
foresee an issue with them saying...
Not at all.
So-
It's already been agreed to.
Okay.
We're just confirming it with this, just a formality, frankly. We've already been awarded that money. It's our money. So we're just changing it from one project to another. So I think that we should go ahead, as long as that's what you want to do with it, but I think it's good use of the money.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
I would suggest that we do that at the next meeting.
Okay. Anyone have a problem putting that on for the next meeting? Yeah. Okay. Good. There we go.
And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. All righty. For the borough attorney.
Mr. Mayor, we have a litigation update to give in closed session.
Okay.
See that.
Thank you, sir. Committee reports. Councilman O.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This Sunday from 9 to 3 at Burton Community College, there will be a hazardous waste recycling event. This Saturday at 9 a.m. there will be a community garden cleanup that was postponed from this past Saturday. So that will be this coming Saturday. And on May 5th at the community garden will be the planting day, and that will also be distribution of seedlings for residents who would like to get a seedling, plant on their property. I have some flyers here that I'll hold on to if anybody out there or up here, thinks they could use them at their place of business or knows any place that may post a flyer. By all means, take one. Looking forward to that event. It was a very exciting meeting for the pool commission, so everybody's excited about the upcoming opening of the pool. And this year there is a nice incentive. If you refer a new member, you will get 5 free passes, guest passes, as a incentive to refer in order to...
Promotion.
Promotion. Not an incentive of promotion. Let's see, there will be an open house at the Maywood Pool on June 24th from 1 to 4. And there will also be applications being mailed out, and there's also an application in Maywood Matters publication, which say another fantastic job, everybody who's involved in this. And that is it for me today. Thank you.
Maybe we could do something with the seedlings on Arbor Day. Will we have them in at that point?
I may be able to pick them up that way.
But also,
If we don't, even if we want to maybe have someone, we take names who anybody that's interested at that point.
That's the idea.
but also, I was going to say, the flyer, we could put that put it on the website
Yeah.
and in the e-newsletter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll tell Karen that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But that'd be nice to be able to hand some of those out. That'd be pretty cool. I'll say that.
That's what I got, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, man, thank you, man. Councilman Trevino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We met with the CFO to review the 2018 budget. There are no major changes at this point. The rest of the council will have a chance to review before it's introduced at our next meeting. For the Maywood Library, they're starting their spring programs for families, children, and adults. I believe their website is still under construction, but for information about these programs, you can check in the Our Town or look on the Maywood Library Facebook page. And for the Municipal Alliance, on March 28th, the Maywood Municipal Alliance and the Maywood School District hosted an eye-opening presentation that was called Hiding in Plain Sight. The evening presentation was for parents. It was a great success with around 250 people attending. The hands-on presentation went into details about alcohol and drug use, abuse and addiction affecting the teenagers. The presenter's name was Tim Shoemaker. He came with examples of several items that children are used for concealing drugs. A lot of these items could be purchased at our local malls. The one that was most disturbing to me was a sneaker that's by Nike. It's called the Nike Skunk 420. And it's designed and marketed just for that purpose of hiding drugs and paraphernalia. He also went into detail about vaping and the fact that it's not only for tobacco. Many drugs could be ingested using the vaping devices, and children have fairly easy access to purchasing items online from shops that will actually disguise the shipments in DVD packages or video game packages. However, the child could, when they're ordering these things, they could say, send it in a DVD package so my mom doesn't know what's coming in the mail. So it was a very eye-opening presentation. And from that, they were saying that statistics show that 97% of recovering addicts fall off the wagon within the first year of being treated. So the presentation was focusing that we need to prevent the kids from using the drugs before it gets too late. And it was a great presentation. I hope we could do it again next year if it's the same presentation, or he said every year he changes it up, but it was well worth the money. And also during the day there were 2 presentations for some of the older students, I believe 4th and 5th grade, and 5th and 6th grade, and 7th and 8th grade also had presentations that weren't as graphic as the adult presentation, but definitely left a strong message behind with them. Thank you.
I'll tell you, I was in California over the weekend, and it was pretty weird to see that there was a bus, a pretty giant bus, and it was advertising weed world, and it had just marijuana leaves, dried marijuana leaves all over the side, like billboards. And I'm not judging either way. It just was surreal to see that. California, which is pretty weird to see that.
I think one of the interesting things, I was there that night at the presentation, and I thought that he did a phenomenal job, and everything he said was, so real in a lot of ways. But one of the things he brought out, which is so true, there was a campaign, I guess late 80s, I don't remember the dates, of Just Say No, and how effective it was because everybody got behind it. And right now there's nobody doing that with what's going on lately with the vaporing and, all these other things that are out there. So it's really, vaping, I guess, not vaporing, vaping. It's just remarkable that we haven't come up with something that would be that effective as Just Say No was years ago, because there are too many young children that are getting addicted at an early age because of these. It's just too pretty. Everything is just, bright and doesn't look like it could be dangerous. So hopefully, as I said, I hope the number of parents were there and, told their friends about it too, so that more people would hear about it. But hopefully he'll do it again. And as the councilman was saying, he does change it every year, because every year there's a different, something different out there.
Considering other presentations, maybe get 10 or 15 parents to show up, that 250 people there.
Yeah.
This is sponsored by the
Municipal Alliance.
Mm-hmm. That's the grant that we got.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa Shealy she ran with that, so we should give her some major kudos on that.
It's a great program.
Once we got that grant, she ran with it, and that really is a great program. I mean, just on a personal note, I can't tell you how many times I've done depositions of basically kids. To us, maybe they're 20s, but they're kids, getting into car accidents and prescribed prescription painkillers, and then no longer are able to get the prescription, and then go on the street because the heroin's much cheaper. And I know the attorney will tell you the same thing. He's probably got a bunch of war stories on it. And that's the problem. It's the gateway part of it is legal, and then once you're there, then you go hardcore. It's sad, and that's what the opioid crisis I'm talking about. But anyway, that's a good report, and nice job again. Please, I know we always thank Lisa, but on the record, I'd like to thank Lisa Shealy for a great job together, and the rest of the committee. Great job, Councilman Lindenau.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple quick things with the DPW. The weather is finally in their favor to fill potholes. I know my last report from last meeting said they were going to blitz the town, and it didn't happen, but I spoke to Gary today, and the rest of this week they're going to get out every day. they have over 500 potholes throughout town that they're going to be addressing, and we're out today doing some.
And we're getting new ones every day with
Yeah.
people calling.
Yes, we are.
Majority potholes.
But he said some of them are, small little potholes, some of them are swimming pool potholes. They're going to try and get everything within the next week and a half. They're out today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday.
As long as the weather holds
As long
up.
as the weather holds out, and I think, whatever, temperature-wise, it's getting...
Right, and it's something that the council has to think about. I know we didn't do the hot box this year, but it might be something, because the roads are always going to continue with the kind of weather we've been having.
Something, you beat me to it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's
Sorry.
okay. We spoke about that tonight.
I'm seconding it.
Yeah, well, let me ask you something. Tom, I don't mean to interrupt, but, is there money left over in any of the bonds that
Well,
we can
we
use?
couldn't use it because it wasn't identified in the bonds. So
We can
we
make
have
that.
to specify that as a piece of equipment, which wasn't done. So we could do it in the next one.
Oh, we have the next
We
one?
could do it in
have
the next
The
one.
road improvement program
Yep.
for the fall, so maybe
Yep.
that's,
That'd be good, because
Now, why don't you explain the hot
Well,
box?
the hot box basically, because they have stuff that they can use in the wintertime, it's like the cold films. And it doesn't work as well as heated up asphalt reused. The positive side to this, or plus side to this is, excuse me, when we do our roads and they mill the roads, we can keep the millings. And they never go bad.
Now, the millings are basically
The old road.
Yeah, yeah.
So when they mill up the old road, we can save them.
I was going to say shavings.
I thought you were going to say, not going to say.
Well, I know Hildegarde would be more than happy to start us off with,
Yes, don't
some
get
shavings.
Get it going.
Yeah.
But yes, we can keep it at the DPW, and if we have this hot box, if he knows he's gonna go out, he puts the material in the hot box overnight, and then the next morning, it's ready to go, and then you go out for bottles. So it's something that he's advocating for big time. He'd like to have it, he knows it's a good piece of equipment to just benefit the town, moving forward. So, yeah, maybe in the next, paving project, put that piece of equipment in.
Just as a little aside, that you can borrow them from other towns, but it's never the same, because the day that your men have the time to go out, the other town may need it. So
That's
it
exactly
sounds like a
right.
good idea to share one with another town, but in reality, to get the work done, it doesn't work. You're better off having your own.
Yes. That's his point too, is, the day he wants to do it, he wants to be able to have his own equipment. It
Yeah.
just makes it more efficient.
Well, with some of the smaller items you can do, and some of the larger items, if you can share them, this is a smaller item.
No, it's not huge, but it's substantial. But again, if the weather is bad for everybody, then there's only a certain amount of days that you can go out and do it. So the person who physically has it in their place is the one who's going to want to use it that day. And, and then we get it on Tuesday, and Tuesday there's another rain, and we can't.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just doesn't make any sense to
Exactly.
have that equipment as,
So that's part of the stories for tonight. Street sweepers out. He's had it out throughout the winter when he could. Now that the weather's better, he wants to get out. I mentioned to him, Adrian and I run around town a lot, and I was running down on the south side of Maywood Avenue Sunday, and I noticed along the road, along the curb, it's filthy. And he said it's because of the plowing and everything that's pushed to the side, and that's stuff that they are aware of and will be cleaning up. The whole town, I just noticed, because that's the last place I was running the other day, just along the dirt and everything's just filthy. So they're going to be addressing that. Street sweepers going to be out doing that all around. Fields are playable. They got them ready. The kids are playing on them. They're lined. I know they're going to be doing also possibly a soccer field in with the baseball fields, because now soccer is going to be running year-round with some programs. So they're going to use different color lines.
right, soccer will be yellow and baseball will be white.
Right, to get that going. So they're addressing that. They're going to get that taken care of also. And that's it. That's all I have to say.
Councilman Maloney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. A few things. Sorry. Chief Peg has 81 candidates for the 3 police positions. He's planning on narrowing it down to 10, and then hopefully we have 3 candidates hopefully by the first meeting in May. On June 12th, Officers Donatello and Nichols will be recognized by Mothers Against Drunk Drivers and MDD of New Jersey for their extraordinary efforts in law enforcement of DWI in 2017. So congratulations to both of them. The replacement police vehicle has been ordered and should be here in 2 to 3 months. The last thing I'd like to read a quick letter that Chief Peg sent today. I really do appreciate this. So, approximately 9:30 this morning, Maywood officers were advised that a carjacking had occurred in the city of Hackensack, and the actor took the vehicle by gunpoint. All Maywood officers were advised of the description of the vehicle and the actor. However, at the time, there was no vehicle registration available. Soon after the alarm went out, Detective Sergeant Richard Brown and Detective Matt Perotti spotted the vehicle matching the description on Essex Street. Since the original alarm did not yet have the license plate number, they followed the vehicle. Shortly thereafter, receiving the full information on the vehicle, the driver started to elude them. They followed the vehicle as it drove onto Route 80 and then down the Garden State Parkway southbound. Dispatcher Norman put out an SPEN message to the state police, who were able to catch up to the Maywood detectives in Essex County. State police were able to stop the vehicle on the side streets in East Orange, and the person was apprehended without incident. A loaded automatic handgun was found lying on the passenger seat, fully accessible to the driver, but however, luckily he decided to give up. Investigation later revealed that this particular person was responsible for 2 shootings in the city of Englewood about 30 minutes earlier. He left the Englewood scene where he went to Hackensack and carjacked this vehicle. And if it wasn't for Detectives Brown and Perotti, he'd still be on the streets. So congratulations to both of those detectives officers. You constantly hear about the extraordinary things that the Maywood police do, and it always amazes me how in a small town like that we have that they're able to pick up and see things that the ordinary person doesn't see. So congratulations to all the Maywood Police Department, and it's all.
Councilman, that individual tried to break into my garage in my office this morning, but I had news crews and police officers all around my building today, getting my video, and I'm like, "You definitely got him?" They're like, "No, we got him." I'm like, "All right, as long as you got it." By 8:45 this morning, he tried to kick in the window to the garage to hide, and I don't know, they were all over my office today.
Wow.
Crazy.
She wasn't looking for water?
That's right. So, I wanted to turn myself into something.
We can, we could have had a water. Thank you, Mr. Norman. My pleasure.
I'll tell you, I say it all the time, broken record, but you know what? I'm fine with being a broken record. We have the best police department, definitely in Bergen County. I would put us up against anybody in the state, honestly. We have such a good group of men, and it starts at the top and all the way down.
Yep. All right. You ready?
I think so.
That's the time.
Thank you. Opening...
Oh, clear before... Oh, never mind.
All right, you look funny. Opening day for baseball and softball is Saturday, April 21st. There will be a parade starting at 9:30 on Pleasant Ave at Fit and Fashion, and it ends at Memorial Park, where there will be hot dogs and soda and lots of things going on for the kids there. So, kind of kick off spring. Hopefully there will be no snow before the 21st of April. Also, in the building department, permit fees and permits since March 27th, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, March 27th to April 10th, and the total was $6,253. And sadly, I lost another one of my seniors this past week. Jean Jerlinski passed away on Easter Sunday. And I hate when I have to talk about this, but she was just a really lovely lady. She was 91 and just so special. And Billy, he does so much for our town, and just my condolences to him and his family. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's why I asked her if she was ready, because I knew she was piggyback on that, Mrs. Jelinski, she was my neighbor, and she's a wonderful woman. She always had a smile on her face and always put one on mine. I can't, every time I saw her, she would say to me, "When are you bringing the kids down?" She used to let us cross her property into Borough Woods. And she's a sweet, sweet woman, and she will sorely be missed. As Councilman Roman said, the newsletter went out. I think we did a lot better this time around with delivery. I'm chalking up the lack of delivery last time to the cold weather. And I can imagine if I'm a postal worker, it's probably not easy to separate one from two when your fingers are numb, so maybe that's the problem. I know a lot of people got three copies as opposed to one copy. I haven't found any in the garbage, so I'm assuming that was what the problem was. But anyway, it was better this time around, and not hearing anybody who didn't get it. So. Really? Yeah. That might be tough. Come on. Well,
there's somebody who told me that they didn't get it, but then they went home and found it in their recycling.
Okay.
So,
well, what's the delivery? We still have a window, right?
I think we have a window. I mean, it was brought to the mail in between house in Teterboro on Friday, I believe, and it hit here mostly on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I still think we have a few days, but Senator Booker's office, in fairness, had reached out to the public affairs person, government office for the post office, and they were in fact instrumental in making sure that the postmaster in South Hackensack was watching this mailing.
Yeah.
So I think that also helped to see that it got where it got.
We got no redress. We got zero redress last time. I mean, I was on the phone with hours.
They were not responsive at all, which is why we reached out to the next level. And from now on, whenever we have a mailing, we do let the supervisor know, and he then tells the postmaster in South Hackensack to keep an eye on it.
All right. Well,
so it trickles down.
Okay. Hopefully,
so far, anyhow.
You check with those people again on Friday, maybe. Hopefully they'll get it by then. And if not, let's see that we do get them some copies. I know we have some extras.
We didn't get ours yet. We didn't get the extras yet, did we?
I didn't see them.
I didn't see them either.
Well,
They don't bring them to us until kind of a week after it goes out.
and while we're giving Lisa Shealy some kudos, I'd like to give Tara Grunch some kudos because she works tirelessly on that newsletter.
Phenomenal job.
Phenomenal. She does a great job. And lastly, I know I spoke with Bert, but the fire police, with the ambulance squad no longer around, Memorial Day we do services at Fetzer Park with the fire department, and then afterwards we go to the monument for the ambulance squad. I don't know that that's going to be happening any longer. So fire police, they have a monument that was taken down once Fetzer Park was finished. The monument is just for the firefighters over there, so that monument needs a place to go, and I think the perfect place is opposite where that little roadway by, well, I don't want to say it's by the house, but there's a little roadway in between.
Honeydale Avenue. How are they going to get there?
Walk. Park the cars and then walk.
Okay.
That's a thing, walking. Anyway.
Sure.
So,
How many cars did you in your driveway?
None. Didn't fit there.
that you know of. Anyway, the back part, there's two little places, cutouts where there's some shrubbery. There's one on Fairmount, and then there's one, the dead end, on the dead end side. So that side, we're looking to the fire police are looking to put a monument over there, and I don't know if we can get a flagpole over there, but if we can, we'll see. If not, we'll
Take a look at it.
hold the flag.
When the weather gets a little bit.
Well, if you cut some trees down, you probably get a flagpole.
We'll see. You can just hold the flag for us, like Lady Liberty. Yeah, so let's hope, I'm looking forward to getting that there before Memorial Day.
It will be there.
Okay. And that is all I have right now. So, with that, committee report's done. Are there any action items? Is there anything action item? No, you don't, okay. No resignations, no appointments, and council approval of the following. Number 1, from the Rosary Society of Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, request to hold an off-premise 50/50 raffle on September 23rd, 2018 at Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, 400 Maywood Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey. Number 2, from HSA St. Peter Academy, request to hold pocketbook bingo on an on-premise 50/50 raffle and an on-premise draw raffle on May 16, 2018 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, 400 Maywood Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey. John, that's cracking you up over there? Pocketbook bingo? All right. Number 3, from Board of Fire Officers, request permission for the Maywood Fire Apparatus to attend the Saddlebrook Memorial Day Parade on Sunday, May 27, 2018, and the Rochelle Park Memorial Day Parade on Monday, May 28, 2018. From the MRPGS, request for barricades on Grant Avenue at Fairmount Avenue and Mendez Avenue from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for opening day on Saturday, April 21st, 2018. Number 5, request from ALS Association to hang banner on the corner of of Safe Street and Maywood Avenue from May 8, 2018 to June 3rd, 2018. To promote their Walk to Defeat ALS to be held on Sunday, June 3rd, 2018, and place yard signs promoting their work. Number 6, request from the Maywood Youth Athletic Association to hold their opening day parade on Saturday, April 21st, 2018, in order to celebrate the beginning of the baseball season. The parade will commence at 9:30 a.m. at Fit and Fashion Cleaners, continue west on West Pleasant Avenue as we acknowledge and applaud our sponsors and business owners who allow us to keep our fees super affordable, and north on Wyoming Avenue before ending at the Monument in Memorial Park. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Holman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Resolution by title.
Resolution 7218, resolution confirming endorsement of a community development block grant for the renovation of the West State Street and Palmer Avenue bus stop and crosswalks in compliance with the American with Disabilities Act in the Borough of Maywood.
Okay. Is there a motion for the adoption?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Holman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Introduction of ordinances.
Ordinance 518, an ordinance amending section 169.1 of chapter 169 and section 179.10 of chapter 179 of the Code of the Borough of Maywood relating to fees.
Is there a motion for the introduction of the ordinance?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Holman?
Question?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood that ordinance 518 pass on first reading, and that said ordinance will be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the Mayor and Council to be held on April 24th, 2018 at 7:30 p.m. at the Borough Hall, 15 Park Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, at which time and place all persons interested therein will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, and the Borough Clerk will hereby authorize and directed to advertise the same according to law.
Okay, members of the council, do we have any new business? How about old business? I know we had the resolution on tonight that's crosswalks at Safe, and we said we're going to go with that. For the next week, we'll have the next meeting, we'll have the resolution authorizing Maywood Engineering to go forward with that, and one-time comment stuff. Anything else on the old business? How about miscellaneous business? No? Okay. We have our closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session? Motion to go closed. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Closed.
Being resolved, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood pursuant to the provisions of the Open Meeting Act, the Mayor and Council meeting in closed session to discuss the following subject matters litigation, be further resolved as precisely determined at the time we discussed in the executive session, can be disclosed to the public upon taking final action by unprovided disclosures and not violating attorney-client privilege or constitute undue evasion of RCB. Further resolved, the mayor and council of Borough of Maywood do not envision a return to the session, but the go directly to